Welcome to Divinity 648. My name is Christina and I am a high vibrational energy sensitive. I have recently did some Q&As with a couple of my clients and I am beyond humbled with the responses, and clips of what they had to say will be available at the end of this video. Some of the things that we talked about were the things that they felt that they wish they had known prior to taking that choice of red pill, blue pill. The first thing that they had recognized was the need to protect your energy. They felt that that was a tool that they had hoped would be presented or made available to people up front. And as you know, Divinity 648 is all about hidden gems. So this episode is going to primarily be dedicated to giving you lots of hidden gems that are going to help you along your process of this beautiful awakening, right? So, protecting yourself is very easy. Number one, say goodbye to alcohol. Introduce yourself to sativa. If you have to have some type of an external substance to help you tap in, say goodbye to alcohol completely and step into the world of sativa, not sativa hybrid, sativa, right? I also want to guide people to go over to the recommendations page on my website, divinity648.com. There's lots of resources on there that are going to help you. I personally have purchased hundreds of oracle decks, tarot decks. I've purchased books. And there'd be some times where I couldn't even open it. I couldn't even entertain it because I knew that the information I needed wasn't in any of them. I actually had like trash bags full of stuff that I threw away and started from scratch. And when I restarted, I did not buy what other people told me to buy. I bought what I felt drawn to. Okay, same thing with the crystals. It's not what other people tell you you need. It's what your body's going to talk to you about, right? So the best thing to do for that is to go to a nice crystal store, feel them out, check them out, right? Even if you don't have the money to invest or you're not ready to invest, it's so good to just go into the store, walk around, see what stones are calling to you, write their names down, go home or go to your car and just thoroughly look up that stone, all the many benefits, the pros, and keep in mind that when you're working with crystals and stones, these are internal and external influences, right? It's not just going to affect your environment, it's going to affect, right? It's going to affect you right here in your core. It's going to affect the way that you are communicating with the divine, with your intuition, with your ancestors, which is ancestral wisdom. They can't get through if you're loading your body up with heavy, thick meat and alcohol. Keep in mind that, you are what you consume. You are the more toxic processed stuff that you're consuming, the thicker your energy is. It's not going to be the translucent energy that it's supposed to be, right? Because now you're loading it with stuff. So you want to drink more water, clean water, volcanic water every now and then. Work with waters that actually come from the ground and are not polluted or sitting around in rusty pipes for an extended period of time. Also on the recommendations page, right at the top, is a documentary. Excuse me. Is a documentary on water. Okay, very well put together. You can click on it and it will give you the link, I believe, to the way you could purchase it on YouTube to watch it. It's very cheap, but it goes thoroughly through how water, it's just amazing, right? Water is the only thing here that you can boil to turn into condensation, you can freeze to turn into a solid, and no matter what you do to it, it still returns back to its original form. And some of the things that made me so pleased that they were able to figure this out was you pray over water and it comes back to life. Water is always alive until it's dead. And the minute you speak to it, it comes back to life. It is absolutely phenomenal to see. It also plays things like the music, how different types of vibrations, which is music, affects the way that the water reacts. It's so incredible. It's just amazing. And then after that, on the recommendations page, you're going to see a contact information for multi-pure water filtration. I am not a sales representative of that company, but that is the water that I grew up on, and I love it. It tastes like candy. It's not candy, but it's so pure, it's so clean. It's like I don't want to drink anything else. And the reason why I put that there is because water is not just water. It's so much more. And there's nothing I dislike more than having to carry gallons of water in cases of bottles home. I don't like it. Um, Again, growing up, I had that nice filter on my kitchen sink. So, and it's different. You listen, you have to do your own research and decide what is right for you. Don't go by what I say. Research everything, and on multiple sites, like at least three different sites. Always research, because somebody's truth isn't necessarily their own truth. It's probably something that they heard from somebody else and they ran with that, which is why I have a list of books on there that I recommend, but I'm not telling you to choose, right? Just like the crystals. See how I switch gears and I throw out all those hidden gems? Um, just like the crystals in the books, you have to be guided to it. You have to actually feel from here, not up here, an actual connection to that source. Okay, I um I have to add to my recommendations tabs two PDFs. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that as far as space goes. So if you are interested in these PDFs, you can email me, Christina, Christina, at divinity648.com. And you could just ask me for these PDFs. One is going to be called the book to the official guide to mediumship. It is a massive file. Massive. It is the way that mediumship came into existence. The original people put this document together. It's three parts because there's layers and levels to this shit, okay? The other book is this incredible energy that I love and I never stop working with. It's equivalent to what an amethyst is. It's called the purple or the violet flame. It is just like fire. It burns, but it doesn't destroy, it transmutes, right? So this is how I deal with road rage too. And I'm going to teach you this because this is how you can help your energy, grounding and protecting. The point that the number one thing that these customers voice, they wish they got taught up front. So a hidden gem here. Um, the violet flame is purple fire. When I get so upset that I am like out of character and I need to correct myself, especially in the car, I just set a blaze. I do, but I do it with violet purple flames because it transmutes all negative energy just like an amethyst and it cleanses it pure. Okay? So it takes that rage and it instantly cleans it and brings you right back down to where you need to be, right? So I'm going to make that book available. And again, this is PDF copies that I got for free off the websites. I don't own them. I didn't write them. I don't have rights to these. You'd have to do your due diligence. I am simply just sharing the links to the PDFs. That's better. Then I don't have to worry about files. And you guys can help yourself to the knowledge, because knowledge is so powerful. And I do have a white owl and a barn owl as my, mostly all birds, in my soul court. So the wisdom is very important for me. And it's important for you guys as you guys unfold, right? The knowledge. And again, you don't want to read just because somebody tells you to read. You want to look into things. When you read, you start to get into a nice flow, especially if you're an energy sensitive. You start flowing so well that the information is just absorbing within you. Like you are literally drawn into it. And before you know it, you're like speed reading. You get lost in these pages. That's why it's so important to watch what you're reading. Not everything out there is something for you to get lost in. Think of that like automatic writing. You start writing and you start flowing, and before you know it, you've got pages and pages and pages, and you don't even really know all the content on them, but it's fascinating and it relates and it's all these amazing things. That's how you start with automatic writing, Hidden Gem. You literally want, let me get back to, we'll stop. So find books. Really good books on my site are, there's one about the soul signs. That is so beautiful. And I'm going to be talking about that a lot with you guys, because that's your soul, right? Fire signs are passionate. We are fiery. We are freaking loud, right? Earth signs are grounded. We're humble. We're down to earth. You know, we just want to vibe. Air signs are unfortunately a little airy, right? They're very analytical, right? Sometimes they can come off airy, they can come off like a space shot, they can come off like they're not paying attention. But what you need to understand about air signs is their mind is going at 1,000,000 miles per second. Okay, the knowledge that they'll have behind them is phenomenal if they're doing the right things and maintaining energy. The lower side of the air signs would be like the space shots. You're always forgetting everything, very forgetful, never where you need to be, that kind of stuff. But you can control all of that, right? And then you got the water signs who are emotional and all these beautiful, nurturing, loving, maternal instinct type people. And then you've got, no, that's good. You got sulfur. Yeah, I wasn't going to talk about sulfur, but you got sulfur. Sulfur is exactly as it is, and they are the majority of the world's karmics. It's those people who, no matter how hard they try, no matter how good they mean, they just are freaking rotten to the core. It's those family members who you pour yourself into. You love them so much, but no matter what you do, they're just toxic for your soul. It's the coworkers, it's the friends, it's the neighbors, it's the landlords. Not all of them, but the ones who make it their life's mission to mess with someone who radiates too bright, right? It's like a moth to a flame, they just gravitate. And that's why it's so important to maintain your energy. I do a lot of work with selenite wands. I keep multiple on hand. Hematite as well. I don't have any that I could show you right off the grip, but it's on my recommendations page. Hematite, selenite, citrine, amethyst, black onyx, black tourmaline. I don't ever take these primary stones off, right? I always have on black tourmaline no matter what, raw stone, and I always have on selenite no matter what, raw stone, right? And then you work, obviously, I work with orishas, I work with saints. I love that stuff. I don't ever shun it or shade it. It's who I am, you know. Uh, Orishas are also a major part of working with your energy. One thing that everyone has to know, no matter what your religious faith is, no matter what religion you're in, the Yoruba religion is one of the eldest known to existence, okay? And for them to be talking about Black deities, African American power, there's a reason for that, okay? And it's also important to understand we have four human races, not 50, four. Book of Gates, Egyptian history, okay? Ancient knowledge, ancestral wisdom. Four human races. Read the Book of Gates, okay? You've got white skin, black skin, red skin, yellow skin. Four human races. Now also remember something that I love to tell my clients. We say that God created man in his vision, in his reflection. Show me where it says just physically. Show me. It is unethical to sit there and tell someone anything that they're experiencing, especially during Dark Night of the Soul, or any type of awakening, when you cannot wrap your minds around the fact that he never said just physically. Okay? So the things that you experience, the things that you're going through, when other people try to throw shade on you and discredit the things that you know you experienced, you have to remind yourself, number one, there's four human races, which means there's four gods who created man in their image and not just physically. Isn't that mind-blowing? I cried when I first got that level of information. I got to see some incredible stuff. Like there was some type of eclipse going on one time, and you know how the DNA spirals? They had giant energy like that, the same color of that nice faint like lucent part of the blue in the moon's color, and it was just spiraling. It was crazy, and I remember it was something about a gate. I can't remember that far back. I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't focus on details, but the experiences that you are going to be going through during this awakening is absolutely phenomenal. But don't get shit twisted. There's a lot of bad things too, which is why you need to protect your energy. Selenite, black tourmaline, hematite, citrine, amethyst, clear quartz, rose quartz, um, so many, and they're all on the website. The ones that I really love. You can also do work with amukite jasper. I keep these around me. These primarily heal internal organs. For me, this one looked like my lungs. I wasn't pleased with the way that I was breathing. And then I recently went for a checkup, PFT test, and incredible results. So I do believe in crystals. I do believe in stones. I do know for a fact that they are internal and external influential energies that you want to keep around your home, not just on your person, right? Like I keep crystals in my bra. I keep them in my pockets. If I have those built-in pockets for working out, I'll slip crystals into that instead of a cell phone. By my doors, I keep selenite by all of my doors and windows because it's a purification stone. When you do your own research, you'll understand. You want to keep your house lined with beautiful crystals, and you don't have to have weird looking things everywhere. You could buy decorative ones. This is selenite. I have these on my Hidden Gemz online shop, which is currently locked and restricted to only a few VIP members. So this is selenite. You could buy decorative pieces that will have the same influential impact as any other, right? And you could have them around your home in a like silk flower arrangement, or like a potpourri type setup, or like a basket or something. You could buy these selenite logs that they look like firewood logs, like they're nice, thick, big logs of selenite, and you could put that in with your firewood, right? So badass. And it could almost blend in and it still would radiate that beautiful purification energy and purify the area of the room. You would have to do your own research to see how much you would need for how big of a space. Like I'm pretty sure it's like 6 feet all the way around, depending on the size of the stone, right? So you can do decorative pieces throughout your home. You can carry them in your bra, in your pockets, in your shoes, like in the socks. If you get a nice flat piece, you can wear them around your neck if you're not worried what other people think of you. I don't care, so I wear them on my neck. You can do things like spiritual baths too. There's some ginger's on the recommendations page. Lime is on the recommendations page. I have some essential oils. I got into the thieves from Young Living. This amazing woman, Kathy Foster, from the First Spiritualist Church of Brockton, located in Rehoboth. That's where I went. That's where I started. She came to my office and she was like, let me talk to you about this. And I got so passionate into it because for the first time, it was actually something that is 100% pure. It is something that you put in a diffuser and you can stick on your tongue without needing an ER visit. And for me, that's important because, like I said, I had issues with my lungs in the past. And I don't want to breathe just anything in. I don't want to have a diffuser going with things in it that I shouldn't digest because breathing it in is still digesting, just in a different form, right? So this really excited me because not only can I put it on my tongue when I'm having a session, and I'll explain. But I could also do it in the diffuser. I could add it to my bath water. I took this with me for my spa pedicure at Angel Nails, best place ever, also on the recommendations page. Um, and the aroma was incredible. My body was able to absorb a natural substance, which is good for my energy and good for my insides. The ingredients on here, if you go to my Hidden Gems, oh, my online shop, you have to email info at divinity648 if you want to be added to the VIP group. It's free. All purchases on my website, there's a points reward. It's called Karmic Reward Program. Every so many dollars, you get so many points automatically. It just automatically accumulates for you as long as you're signed up as a member, which is required. Also free. Um, and you basically can go onto the site. In the description box for every product on my shop is the ingredients, the spiritual uses for these ingredients, how they benefit your energy, how they purify your home. Young Living has a thieves home cleaner. I don't use it the way that they direct it. I use it in a different way because the ingredients right there is a baño for your home. It's all natural. There might be some things in there for the house cleaner. You'd have to look online, but you'll see everything there. It's very transparent, the website. Um, what I like to do is I grab that bottle, I add some water. Well, I have multiple of those bottles. So I have a bottle or a regular spray bottle. You could even do one of these. And you can do equal parts the soap, the thieves, and then you fill the rest with water. So maybe like this much of the thieves and then the rest of the bottle water because it's kind of concentrate. And then I put the sprayer right on that bottle. Like I toss the cap and I put a sprayer handle in it. Or if you're using one of these and you just spritz it around the house. I get it like a dust mop and I clean around my house all the time. I cleanse my floors with it. I have a duster mop thing because I'm only 5 feet, so I can't reach my ceilings. And I'll spray, after I do the floors, I'll spray it again and I'll just touch up and get it as above, so below kind of energy, right? Like my whole house is clean all the time. Another thing that you could do if you clean your own house is um, I overlap my astrological houses with every room in my home. See how that works? As you go through this awakening, you learn all kinds of incredible things. And one of the things that you learn is how to maintain space, which is how you protect your energy. So, my astrological houses, I take all of them and I assign them areas of my house. As I clean this area of the house, consequently clean that area of my zodiac placement, right? It's all about the power of intention. 3D knowledge is like we have to work so hard, we have to push so hard, and everything has to be so complicated. And we need 50 million words for the same exact thing. Drives me nuts. I can never say that enough. It's like, really? It's the same energy. It's just a different degree. Why do you need different words? Why can't you just say I'm feeling frustrated but not, intensely? Like, I don't understand why people have to complicate stuff. It's so frustrating. But back to what I was saying, I overlap every area of my house with an area in my zodiac chart, and I clean it regularly. When I clean my house, I put music on. I allow myself to go into channeling mode, which is basically setting the same intentions. Like as I clean my home, I clean all my placements. As I clean my home, I clean my energy. Because if your house is dirty, your energy is dirty. You are your environment on so many levels. Um, I say that all the time, and I think there's a post on my Instagram too that blew my mind. Somebody made it, and it's like, take the 5 people you spend the most time with, look at their life, and then look at yours. You somehow, some way, reflect their energy. Sometimes it's good energy, so it's like no big deal. We're all vibing, we're all entrepreneurs, we're getting our shit together, we're saying no to the bullshit. And then if you've got those low vibe people hanging around with you, you'll be doing that with some parts of your life, and then other parts of your life, you're like, my boyfriend's cheated on me, even though he's not. You just think he is because the energy's in your space. Or you'll be like, everybody's out to get me. All this crazy stuff happens, which is why 2020 was the best fucking year ever. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, coronavirus is a piece of crap shit move. Shit move. But it forced everybody to social distance. If you are a former client of mine, especially in my Fall River location, you know that I always say your energy is 6 feet all the way around you. Stretch those arms out, add 6 feet to your fingertips. Go all the way around in every single direction, like a 3D globe all around you. That's your space, that's your energy. So when people are very close to you and they're all up in your personal space, you are absorbing their bullshit and they're taking your goodness or your bad energy. Depends on who you are and what you're doing in life. That's why another thing you want to make sure you're doing to keep your energy great is showers. Don't ever go to bed without taking a shower unless you've been in your house all day. Seriously. Because every person you cross paths with leaves a trace of their energy. You don't want to sleep with that. You don't want that to become your own. You want to always keep your energy clean. Selenites by the doors, the windows, take a spiritual bath. I strongly recommend to always take spiritual baths around new moon energy. Dark, 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 dark. That's that if you are on my website and you are a member of the Souls Retreat this morning, I posted the lunar calendar and I also attached the link to the karmic life lessons and how the moon cycles help us through it podcast episode in the same post. So that way, as you're listening to the post, you can look at the calendar and see what I'm talking about. Also, when you see the darker shades on that calendar, you want to make sure you're doing extra, right? If you look up to the moon and you can see that it somewhat looks like a slice of lime, drink lime water or take a lime bath. Again, essential oils, they have lime. You don't have to go through all the hardships of squeezing limes yourself. I mean, personally, I don't mind. I think it's a major part of the process, but if you are not privileged to that or you don't have the time, lime. Vitality lime is 100% like it can go in your mouth. Like legit. So you grab some lime and you put 3 drops or 7. I mean, depending on how many ingredients you're putting into your bath. You don't have to chop up flowers anymore. Vitality lime, grab some rosemary, grab some thieves, grab some Everything that you would want to put in your spiritual bath is available for sale on my Hidden Gems website, including this. You don't have to become a member and sell to other people to buy from this. I have actually sent in paperwork to switch my account as a seller to a professional account so I can buy wholesale and make these products as affordable as I possibly can by their rules to my customers. Okay. No markups. Like whatever markups they tell me I have to do is what I'm doing and not a penny more. So you could get this as affordable as possible through Hidden Gem. I do not price match because I have to do what they tell me to do. Okay. But you could buy it and I can ship it to you, or I can ship it to you. So lime, herbs. Herbs are incredible. Teas. I only drink the Yogi Tree tea brand. Um, I think I do drink one other, but only when I'm sick. So this is the brand that I drink from on the recommendations page. Google that, look at the ingredients of every single box. Everything is made from the root of that specific herb, ginger root. It's incredible. So go to I love Egyptian licorice. Um, love it. It definitely is a good energy to be channeling while drinking. I also love their ginger. So look at all their stuff. I've got some things listed on my website, but you want to do your own research. Look up the different ingredients, spiritual uses of ginger root, spiritual uses of jasmine, calling that out. Listen, hidden gem for you. Energy maintenance is like everything, right? Head to toe. When I go to Angel Nails, I only get a pedicure from Tao or Nita. I don't want nobody else touching my feet. Okay? I actually, on my Instagram, Hidden Gems, I posted a video of how Tao goes in on your legs and your feet. Like her hands are pure magic. Jasmine. Google spiritual uses of jasmine. Then go over there and say you want a spa pedicure with jasmine as the scent. Okay? The mask, the lotion, the powder they put in the bath is so euphoric. It's incredible. Throw on some earbuds, play some HZ frequencies. I will put that on the recommendations tab, or maybe I'll do something. I don't know how I'm gonna play that. I've got a playlist that I think I'm just gonna make available on YouTube, a public playlist under Divinity 648. Check out my social media account. Okay, I'm going to post on Facebook when the playlist is available and how to get to the playlists. And it will be the HD frequencies that I recommend. Okay, one thing I definitely recommend for protecting your energy from YouTube is 12D shielding. YouTube that. That is exactly what you need to do to protect your energy. And every 3 months, unless you're feeling like down, you want to do it again. You shouldn't have to, but I always do. And I never do it just for myself. I do it to everybody that I love and I care about. I respect free will, but protection does not violate free will. Not at all. So I do that. Other ways to protect your energy besides crystals around the home, crystals on the body, crystals in the car, spiritual baths for your home, back to the baths for your home. If you don't want to do the thieves thing, you can go to Botanicas and pick up floor washes. I don't know what's in them, but they're amazing, and they do work. I specifically go to the Botanica in Providence on Manton Avenue. I go to the Meligrosa one. Recommendations page, they will be listed there. If they're not already, I'm pretty sure they are. Floor washes, personal baths for your body, candles, agua florida, everything, saints, relics, all that stuff. Best Botanica ever, and I've been to a few. They don't try to oversell things to you. They're not extremely pricey. She keeps her prices low, and that shop is so clean. So clean. When I go to a shop, that's the first thing I look at. I look at the corners of your home, my home. I check the corners of my home all the time to make sure there's no dust or anything, but I do the same when I go to businesses, just as I do in my home. I look around, I see, is it clean? How much does this person care about this business? How much of themselves is here? Because if they don't give a shit about the cleanliness of their business, they don't really care about their customers. They just want the money. So a nice, clean business is very important to me, which is why I'm so sad Tap House closed down because so clean, good food, very cheap. Like, loved that place. So go around your house, you look around, and it's clean. You go to a store, you look around, is it clean? You go to a Botanica, is it clean? Because Botanicas who function with white light as their primary energy are very clean. They don't like that black smoke piling up all over the place. They don't like that dirt and all that nasty shit because they know that's low vibrational and toxic as fuck. You walk into somebody's house and they've got dust everywhere and they've got clutter everywhere, then you better know their energy is the same. And you are who you surround yourself with. The five closest people to your energy is who you are. It is a combination of how your energy is radiating, which is not really who you are. Not really. Not unless you clean your energy. If you don't clean your energy, then it is who you are. So you want to remind yourself 2020 taught us how to social distance. 2020 taught us how to back up. When you're not in everybody else's space, you have time to think in your own space. When you are not dealing with toxic, low vibrational people every day, all up in your shit, you realize how peaceful and happy life really is. And you don't have to, and you don't want to tolerate that anymore. You know, that's a problem for me too. It's like, and not just me, because I have a lot of clients who voice on this too. Let me pause for a second. I think it's important you understand that I am a high vibrational energy sensitive, okay? My voice will change. My demeanor will change. My tone will change. My accent might change. I've been told my face somehow may come off a little differently. I'm channeling. And I don't have to stop, pause, let me seek energy. It's instant. And sometimes I don't even recognize the shift. I just keep it moving because this is a part of who I am, right? The way that your heart beats without you needing to tell it to, my body absorbs and sends and transmutes energy the same way. Okay? Sorry about that. I did have to take a quick pause because I drink water too. I mean, I was out. So, high vibrational energy sensitive. If I change my energy, it's because of the energy that I'm being influenced by. Protecting your energy. Selenite, black tourmaline, citrine, amethyst, black onyx. Those type of energies are very, very important. Look into the symbolism of the evil eye. I wear that too, and it never comes off my body. I keep one in my car as well. So important. Why? Do your research. A lot of the things that I was hearing when speaking to my clients was how they want me to tell them how to tap into ancestral knowledge. They want me to tell them how to get through the dark night of the soul. I can't tell you how to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and see your grandmother sitting on a wall. I cannot tell you how to wake up and feel energy pressing down on your chest while you're sleeping. I cannot tell you how to automatically be able to walk through your house at night in the pitch dark and see everything very clearly. These are things that have to come to you. How do they come to you? 30 minutes every single day. Not every day. You could do 10 here, 5 here, but at least 30. Eyes closed, normal surroundings. I hardly ever watch TV anymore. It's so hard for me. I'm serious. But when I do, 9 out of 10, I do my work. I can hear the TV, but my eyes are closed. I'm doing energy work. I'm working on my energy. I'm cleaning my soul. Okay? Movies don't entertain me the way that they used to. Not all, some of them do. I mean, the ones that are not so predictable, the ones that are like the everyday plot that every storyline has. It's like this is the same exact story as that story. You're just using different people in a different time in a different country. There's no difference. Not really. TV gets boring after a while. You're going to notice how things overlap. It's like nobody has a creative thought, with the exception of Mark Wahlberg and um, Adam Sandler and these guys. These guys are keeping it interesting, to be quite honest. But you're going to notice that you're going to change patterns. 30 minutes with your eyes closed, you're going to catch yourself doing this, even unconsciously. The way that you breathe. You're not telling your body to breathe. When your body needs to shut down, it's going to shut down. You're going to feel tired. You're going to feel fatigue. Trust your body. Take those rests. I literally have to rest every single day at some point, or I do burn myself out. I'll literally stop when I have lunch. I'll put my feet in awesome, uh, my awesome foot massager. It goes up to the calves, and I'll just let my feet get massaged. I'll eat my lunch. I'll try to watch some TV or listen to YouTube, but I take a minute and I pause. I throw my head back, close my eyes, let my energy reset itself. Daily maintenance. Energy is so important. You know how you eat? You got to take care of your energy. My diet changed too, uncontrollably, uh, progressively. And if you fight it, things happen to you, so that way you have no choice. So don't fight it. Follow the lunar cycles, so that way you understand the way that you're supposed to work with energy. I did an episode on that on the podcast, karmic lessons, and how you work with the lunar cycles to get through them. Again, Souls Retreat. If you are a member on my website, just like a regular Facebook group page, it's the same deal. Uh, there's a PDF file, and I have the colors that match the grid that shows you the different cycles of the moon. I will be updating it as I feel fit, but I think that if I put too much information, you're going to be all over the place trying to keep up with everything, and I don't think everyone is ready for all of that yet. Everybody wants to work with Orishas, right? You've got Beyonce, Lemonade, and even her current Black Parade talking and boasting about Orishas, Oshun, Yameya, Ilegua, Shango. You've got, I think I heard Janae Akio talking about them, and there was one other, Rihanna, talking about them, and I'm sitting here like, yeah, finally, I can come out of the cave. I won't look like a crazy woman, because everybody's starting to get hip to the fact that the Yoruba religion is no joke. It is the shit. I am so proud of who my ancestors are. Keep in mind, regardless of your religion, you are working with Orishas. Sorry, not sorry. Regardless of your religion, regardless of your background, you are working with your Orishas. Um, the first Orisha I ever crossed paths with was Ilegua. And he came back up around it again when I started working with the First Spiritualist Church, because this amazing woman, Kathy Foster, book author, one of her books are on my recommendation page. She is phenomenal. Um, she told me about the gates and gatekeepers, and how we have to talk to our gatekeeper to keep, certain energies out, so that when we're channeling and, we're talking about mediumship, we work with our gatekeepers. We have one main gatekeeper that our individual gatekeepers have to connect with, and work for. And his name is Ilegua. He is the one who holds the keys to all the doors, all the keys. Okay. He is the one who opens your paths. He removes your blockages. It's like when I'm in the car driving, I'm like, please just let me have a parking space close because I don't want to have to walk. It's raining, whatever. And every time. And I always get the same spots. Always. And that's how I know it's not a coincidence because it's always the same spots. It's always the same section. Okay, that's our tell. Like I set that rule with him, right? Like whenever you're the one helping me directly and I'm not going through anybody, I want it to be this spot or very close to it, always. Not on the other side of the parking lot. I want it right here. And it always happens for me. Um, Ilegua is so much more than that too, right? Like I cannot teach you the Orishas. I cannot tell you in what order to work with them. I can tell you the first one for me was Ilegua. And then came Yamaya, Oshun, Shango, Ogun, Orula, Oya, most recently, intensely, who overlaps or shares the same vibration as Kali. Ooh, that Kali storm right now. Let me tell you, she's wreaking havoc. I'm so happy. Justice has been served, it's been delivered, it's unfolding, it's beautiful. And that's the beautiful side of working with your ancestral wisdom, knowing who you are. How does that start, right? So my older sibling, she did a DNA test with her daughter. I think it was the 21 and Me or something. I can't really remember. But she did the DNA test with her daughter. And then she screenshot some of it and sent it to me, which blew my mind because everything I've been saying for the last 6, 7 years was just validated. Number one, I've grown up thinking I am Puerto Rican and Cape Verdean. Whoa. Hardly Puerto Rican. Barely. Um, Egyptian, Scandinavian. I am Italian. I have primarily dominant European. I have Japanese. I have uh, African American. Yes, I am African. Okay. I'm saying American because I live in America, but I am African. I have ancestral ties to certain areas of this continent. I have Native American 6.7%, which explains my grandmother and what she was explaining to me when she showed me my soul. Blew my mind. That's another thing you're going to get to do. At some point on this journey for you, you'll get to work with deep rooted ancestors, like the beginning. Okay. And you won't be able to skip ahead for that because your energy has to be well maintained to get that far. Um, but your soul is not a person. Your soul is like, what was that cartoon on Disney? I'm gonna have to look it up. They had this warrior cartoon, Medieval Times, on Disney, where they worked with like a tapestry, and her mom was like turned into a bear or something. I can't remember what it was. I'm so sorry. My mind is somewhere else. But the bottom line is, my soul was a scene. It wasn't just one thing. It's a scene. It's an environment. It's an energy. It's like when you go to another state for the first time on vacation and you're like, oh, this is completely different than what I've been living. And sometimes you feel like, I don't want to go back. I feel more at home here. That's the type of feeling you get when you get to see your soul. It's like you're looking at everything going on, like a little mini movie, and you're just sitting there and you're like, I'm home, right? And my soul, the way that they showed it to me was a Native American woman, young woman, and she was on a knee, one knee up, and then one on the ground, and she had her arm around a black panther, and the panther was drinking from this big body of water, And behind the panther was like a tree, no leaves, and an owl on it. And then in the water was like the different colors of the lotus. And then I got to see the moon cycle that was on there, which is the moon cycle I was born under when I looked it up, which was incredible. And just other things like you look around and you get to see all these incredible things that are actually in motion. And that feeling is who you are. You are energy. You are not a thing. So when you say, I want to see my soul, you actually see a few different things going on because your energy, you're an experience, not an image. It's an experience. You get to feel and connect with all things. Like your temperament can be vicious, and I know mine's can. Like when they showed me that Black Panther and I got to get close to it and actually experience the pros and the cons of that animal, and I'm not going to say cons the way that it's written. I'm saying cons like the temperament, the aggression. You know, those animals are beautiful, angelic animals, let me tell you. Incredible, incredible, incredible. My experience is not going to be exactly like yours anyway. Because again, it matters how you're maintaining your energy. It matters who your ancestors are. How many like there's four human races. I have all four in my ancestry. I am not limited to just one or two. I have all four. So my experiences are going to be completely different from yours because I don't know how many are in yours. So you want to understand the Book of Gates. You want to understand how each of the four match up with the four suits in the tarot decks, how it matches with the four quarters of the moon. One second. Sorry about that. Above everything, I am a mom first, and I always stop for my kids. Uh, Listen, cleanse your energy, protect your energy, ground your energy, hematite, work with herbs, work with essential oils if you can. It's cleaner, it's lighter, it's easier, it's faster. The average person can't afford that. That's fine. You can go to a supermarket, buy the herbs from the section, buy the rosemary, the thyme, um, dillweed, and all those amazing things that you're going to be pulled to the same way you would be pulled lemongrass and, all that stuff. The same way with the crystals, you want to do that with your herbs. Boil them. Let that aroma permeate throughout your house. Cook with them. That way it's inside your body. Okay. Water, 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 water. It's so important, especially after you watch that documentary, Moon Water. Love Moon Water. Moon water is like a vaccination, right? If I said that correctly, um, you let the moon charge your water. You take it out of the window before the sun comes up, and then you drink it. Number one, the texture is different. It's charged by the moon. It's completely different drink after it's charged. Drink it. That way, when the moon energy is hitting you and kicking the shit out of you externally, you're internally okay with it and you're going with the flow because what is going on outside of you is now inside of you and you understand it on a different level. Okay. Moon water. So you got crystals. I'm going through my mental checklist. Crystals, HZ frequencies, 12D shielding, herbs, drink more water, stop drinking alcohol, try to avoid bloody meat, try to avoid consuming meat, period. I know people don't want to hear this, but fish is a meat. You are eating a living being's flesh. Avoid it. If you can't, fish would be preferred because it's in the water. The diet is completely different, but it's still an animal's flesh, okay? So fruits, water, veggies, fruits, water, veggies, you want to push more of that into your diet. I'm not saying stop eating meat now. I'm just saying eventually you're going to get there. And I struggled so hard with it. I'm still struggling with it because sometimes I just want a nice juicy steak or, chicken fajitas. And it's okay to have moments. Just understand it affects your energy and where your vibration is, okay? And the things that most of you want to accomplish like that require a translucent energy, and your energy is not translucent when you are eating meat, alcohol, too much coffee. Caffeine is not good for you, excessive amounts. Um, so fruits, water, veggies increased in your diet would be very beneficial. Working with a nutritionist, I learned that flash frozen fruits and veggies is so much better than buying it unless you're going directly to a farmer who made it. And that's because the nutrients are flash frozen up front instead of sitting in a crate, traveling across the country on an 18-wheeler, being exposed to God knows what, sitting on a store's counter where there's mice, roaches, and God knows what roaming around, which you better know exists in these supermarkets and restaurants. Okay? I don't care what anybody says. I mean, I'm sure there's some places that don't have these problems yet, but why take that risk? I'm not saying don't eat out. I do. I'm just saying be mindful. Um, so your intake has to be better. Uh, Crystals, herbs, baths, moon water, moon work, respect the four cycles of the moon, learn about the Book of Gates, understand there's four human races, there's four primary elements, there's four directions, north, south, west, east. There's four seasons, four human races. I'll say that again. So you want to learn about the Book of Gates, you want to understand the violet flame. You want to work with hematite to keep your energy grounded. You want to work with selenite and black tourmaline primarily with that hematite. Oh, so good. Good for your soul. Again, you can keep them in your bra. You can keep them in your pockets. You can put them anywhere. Keep them in your car. I keep them in my car. Uh, Evil eye. Working with the orishas. Again, I cannot teach you orishas. They teach you. You know, Elegua was the first one who came to me. Elegua was the one who presented this world to me originally. And he's the gatekeeper. And again, no matter what religion you're in, no matter what you're doing, you are working with orishas, regardless of your viewpoints. And another thing that blows my mind about people who still function by choice in the world of the 3D instead of raising their vibration. You know, we sit here and say God and saints and angels can come here like this and they answer our prayers and they're everywhere we need them to be at all times. But yet we get scared of aliens who do the exact same things. How is a God and a saint not equivalent to an alien or a celestial being? I'm just curious how we could try to separate them by using these words when they do the exact same things at all times. You know, I think it's sad that they show us in the image that they feel we will best accept them by. But make no mistake, not every alien is an alien. Sometimes they're the same things we call saints, Ganesh, all these amazing things. Okay? It's important that when you're working with saints and angels and high vibrational beings, you understand anything not walking that you can see is a celestial being. And they're all in that same category that we call aliens. They don't belong here, but they're here. They hear us at all times. They see us at all times. They respond to us instantly. San Miguel responds to me, and on the other side of the world, he's responding to somebody else. How is that even possible? Because energetically, we are all connected. We are all one. There's one universe. The universe is much bigger than we are aware. You know, this new planet that they found, love it. Love it. They claim that it's going to be habitable like Earth is and all these amazing things. And it's like, why do we automatically assume when we go out of space that we need to be looking for things that look like us? We should be looking for things that we can't see. Down here, excuse me, they're pulling on me. Um, Down here, to see saints, to see angels, to see gods, to see people who have passed. We use our video cameras on our cell phones with flashes, and we go very slow in the night, and we can see these incredible, beautiful orbs. It's like a show sometimes in my house. I actually posted a few online on Facebook, and it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. There's times when my cat is running through this house, and it's like, let me put the camera on and see who's here, and it's beautiful. I showed it to my sister the other day, and she's like, "It looks like it's snowing in your house." That's not dust, honey. Those are orbs. Those are high vibrational beings that come to say hello, and I love it. Um, you got to do similar out there. You kind of need to put a bright white light going, and you need to videotape and go slow, and then you got to go in reverse because there's very high vibrational energies that are only shown in between the frames, because a camera is not a continuous recording. It's a bunch of million of pictures all at once, right? Based on what you're working with. So it's important to understand that celestials can be in between those frames. So you want to use a nice camera with a nice bright light flash, and you want to sweep your home when you feel like you're not alone, or when you're bored at night, if you're not scared, and you'll see beautiful things on there. I got a red orb one time, and I forget what angel was in my ear, and it was definitely an angel. Um, I forget it. I have the footage still with the angel's name on it, but I was doing the channeling, and then they told me to turn around. And when I turned around, it came right at me. And it was absolutely incredible feeling. Beautiful stuff that you can see if you know how to do it. So if you really want to start seeing the orbs, and that would be beneficial to you to get familiar with what they look like. Always ask who you're talking to if you're dabbling into mediumship or channeling or automatic writing, automatic reading. When you're reading and you get lost in that flow, you're absorbing all that information. It's like a download. Watch what you're reading. Hidden gems. I love them. I always come off topic and come back around to, because I am a multidimensional being, right? I am high vibrational. So for me, when I'm having conversations with people and they're like focused on one subject, and I'm like, yeah, but I can see how that one subject ties into all these other subjects. And you need to know this information in order to get through that subject. So I'm going to just blend them all in for you. Sorry for the noise upstairs. I live on the first floor, my landlords live on the second floor, and the right to quiet enjoyment is definitely not respected around here on any level at any time, no matter how late. So protect your energy, not just your physical energy, but your space. Keep the energy clean to the best of your ability, and organized. Your thoughts, your energy is as organized as you are all around you. So if you notice that you're sloppy in certain areas of your life, you want to improve. I'm always looking for ways to improve. I'm never in that mindset of being content. I always feel like I need to improve more. I do need to cut this short though, because the longer the video, the harder it is to upload, and it drives me nuts. So ground, protect, cleanse, maintain your energy, follow the 4 quarters of the moon, go to the recommendations page on my website, dig in. Um, Tarot decks for me, I get picked. I don't pick them, they pick me. I sometimes go on YouTube to see what other decks people are looking at so I can feel the energy coming off the cards. I have certain decks for certain readings. I never use just one deck for any type of a tarot card reading. I like to break into multiples because there's multiple energies that can come through those decks. They're made by different people, they're made with different images. For me, I don't follow the book. People are so asphyxiated on like, I need to learn how to read tarot. Can you teach me how to read tarot? And I even started a group because I am going to get into this more with you guys, but an energy sensitive. I don't memorize a book. I don't follow the book, you know. I grab a tarot card and I start looking at the colors, like the yellow is popping out bright to me, right? That's pentacle energy, that's abundance energy, that's Oya's energy, that's the sun's energy. You know, right now, whoever's a Cancer sign right now has got a lot of brightness in their life, whether it's an individual who brightens up their life that is now finally being made a priority, whereas before they might have not been. It's weighing heavy on them. And the way that the fact that he has that red pulled over it, he's passionate about this and containing and whatever. Ooh, it's almost like he just wants to, you know, he's passionate about staying in that connection with you kind of deal. um you know, and then I see the fish jumping up in the background and I see that he's got his foot inching towards the water coming off the throne, right? Like he's ready to step his foot, dip his toes, get his toes wet. He's ready to um begin to understand how he can step forward into making and attaining a better, stronger connection or a more stable situation with whatever he's passionate about that lights up his soul. Whether that's business, home, romance, whatever, I don't know, right? Because he's clearly looking off into the distance and it's on his mind. Um, I don't follow book definitions. I channel. I look at the image and I let them pop things out to me and I let them tie everything um, into me. Keyword, the magician. I love this deck, by the way. I use this deck for my bedroom conversations. So good. Um, but I use deck like these and it's like the magician, you know, like he's got all the elements going. He's incredible. Listen, a lot of you meant, I'm not even trying to turn this into a reading session. So, learning how to read cards to teach you that there's levels, it's one on one. So, I'm thinking overall, I can do like in that group, I'm going to be posting short, quick videos, calling things out like that. I haven't allowed anybody into the group yet, but it is available on my website. And once I start doing it, it will be done as I am guided to, right? I am guided to the things that I do. I do not follow anybody's schedule. I follow mine. You will have to have patience with me. I am an energy sensitive who is a single mother raising two kids and living life. You will have patience and you will respect my boundaries and you will go by my schedule, not the one you want me to be in. Um, so scheduling with me also is available on my website. The calendar is up. I'm going to be making changes to that calendar. The days that I am available, in-office sessions are coming February, mid-February, only available on Saturdays for in-office sessions. You do have to book with me prior to just showing up to my office. I do not accept walk-ins. I do have a waiver of liability that you are required to adhere to. I do have terms and conditions that I am also revamping and will be available on my website. By coming to see me, whether that's virtually or in person, you agree to all of my terms and conditions. They are not negotiable. You will also have the opportunity, if you want, to receive a recorded copy of our session. I need to know this in advance. And you have to purchase a flash drive because it is too hard for me to upload everything and follow up and make sure everybody gets a copy of their session. If you want a copy, you have to go through my Hidden Gemz shop and you have to purchase a flash drive to receive a copy. Sorry about that. So, online scheduling, Saturday in office appointments will be made available to you guys. You do have to email me for in office Saturday appointments. Christina CHRISTINA, or info@divinity648.com. You could go on the website, go to book now, and you can pick the date, pick the time. Again, I am making changes to the schedule. I'm going to reduce the hours that I will be made available to everyone. Those who are a part of my mentoring program, you can still text me through the mobile app. You can still send me messages as long as you're logged in, so I know who's who and I'm answering. I'll answer you even if I don't know who you are, but at the same time, if you're logged in, you can always come back and reflect in that chat. You don't have to write things down. You don't have to remember because it's available to you at all times there. Also, referral program is launched. It's a part of the Karmic Rewards program. For every 5 people you send to me, I do give back. Depending on who you are, as far as like your client status with me, if you are a frequent user, sometimes I give just free sessions. I give those anyway to those who I know are financially dealing with a hardship. I tend to just do free sessions. I never charge if we go over. I I I serve spirit, high vibrational energy. I'm not worried about collecting money from somebody who can barely put food on their table when I know that I will always be provided for. I recently did a Q&A, which I'm so excited about, and I am going to have to somehow, some way get it to fit at the end of this hour-long video, where they gave me some feedback, and some of the things they talked about was how other readers were running their pockets, and I'm affordable, and if I go over, I'm not saying you need to give me more money. I keep going until Spirit says, okay, they've got enough for right now. We've done our work. All of my clients leave me talking about how good they feel and how light they feel and how healed and how improved things are for them. That's because based on the type of session we're having and the length of the session and the things that we are working on and who is in your soul port, that the vibration, I'm cleansing your energy as you're talking to me. I'm cleansing you. You're not paying for an energy maintenance session. You're just having a session with me. And because I respect my energy that much, I am cleansing you because I want clean energy in our session. That means you want to continue to drink water before, during, or after our sessions. Energy maintenance, you should always be drinking water prior to our session, at least 48 hours before. Make sure you're drinking the recommended amount for the best experience. Clients will talk about, I can feel this moving. I can feel something here. I feel like I'm just going to start crying. I can feel heat. I can feel cold. I feel tingly. I feel heavy. All of a sudden I have to get up and go pee because I have to purge. Clients, their experiences will vary, but there's always some type of an experience that they receive, which was beautiful when these clients that I interviewed responded and corrected that with me and confirmed that with me. And one of them was even like, I was struggling with AA. I was struggling with AA, and I feel more empowered. I feel more in control after our energy maintenance session. I've only done energy cleanses on 2 people, to my knowledge, with some type of an abuse hardship. And I've only heard feedback from one. So for me to hear that from her and know that I've seen my clients actually doing much better, if it's a good feeling, and it's a validation for my other clients to understand, you're not coming to a psychic. I am not a psychic. I am not taught. I have grown and developed into the person and being that I am. Okay? I wear my crown proud, right? Not to, like, every house in my home that is a bedroom has a crown because I maintain my energy and those of my children. Okay? I be still empowerment with affirmations. Am I the perfect mom? No, far from it. I'm always struggling with how I can be better. I drive my kids crazy. Are you hungry? Do you need a snack? Are you feeling okay? Do you need anything? You know, are you doing school? Like, I'm up their ass. I love my fucking kids, right? And I'm calling that out because some people need to spend more time on their babies. You can't just be focused on being an entrepreneur. You can't just be focused on being somebody's wife. You have to be those children's mom before you're anything. And that is so important during all of this process. And I'm calling that out because some people haven't gripped that yet. And sometimes being a mom isn't to your own kid, it's to other people's kids too. Play that role. Don't just say, I'm that role, be that role, right? If you don't stand for something, you will fall. To cut this video short in order to fit the Q&A. So just real quick, because this is, I have to ask, can you please state your name?
Kiara Dog.
Do you consent to this conversation up until the point where I say the recording will stop to be recorded?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. What was your first impression before your session with Divinity 648?
When my first interaction with you was I actually thought it was not about that. I thought it was more about, because I was going through AA, and I thought it was more of the supportive group, but it actually turned out to be more of something that I feel like I actually needed a lot more in. So in meeting you, I was extremely excited because there's not a lot of people who are interested and are in the mission and are in the same, as you can say, like the professional field of what I'm trying to attain, like and having knowledge of. So I was completely excited. I was all for it. Great first impression with you. You had a great energy, great person overall, great glow. So I was completely like excited to just get started and see what I can learn from this journey with you.
How many readers have you been to in your lifetime? No judgment here.
Ooh, I went to quite a few.
Me too.
I've gone
Me
to
too.
yeah, I've gone to quite a few, and I don't want to say I've gone to a few.
So a lot of, like, I don't know about you, but for me, going to see readers, sometimes I'm more of a skeptic, even though I'm am I saying that right? Skeptic, even though I
Yes, skeptic.
myself is a reader, right? Like, I'm still skeptical of certain people. What were some of the things that made you feel skeptical about our session, and have you been able to clarify any of those doubts?
There hasn't really been any skepticism. Oh my goodness.
I know that word is so hard. It's like, why
Skepticism.
can't I say this?
Any skepticism, because I feel like you're very on point. Sorry. It's one of those words, just like you're either gonna get it or you're not gonna get it. It's like that's
exactly. It's like I can't say all of it. I can roll my R's though.
I actually I actually haven't really have any like feelings like that. I think anytime that I've been unsure with something you've said and in the way you said it or the way you've written it, I've always asked questions. Because you never know unless you ask. So I rarely have any issues really, like when it comes to I feel like everything's just really been on point. Like everything that the sessions between you and I have been so progressional for me, and I've actually been able to let go of certain things in my lifestyle. I've been able to just have a way more clear mindset, and I've actually had a lot more of, how can I put it? I feel like a lot of the negativity has fallen off me. And I've been able to progress and be able to refocus and be able to now, like, I also have this like hunger, this hunger of like, okay, wow, like I feel different. I feel like I could do this. So it's like I felt every time we do talk, I feel like there's always clarity and something that has always helped me, has pushed me through to like figure more and more things out. And really has made me a lot stronger too as well.
Nice. So it's fair to say that
You're
since
awesome.
coming,
It's clear to say.
oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. So on my website, it says empowering souls worldwide. Do you feel that Divinity 648 has empowered you in any way? Basically, is my
Absolutely.
very nice.
Absolutely.
You already answered my
101%.
question, but I had to.
But I will say it again, absolutely 101%. And it's definitely it's something that I'm looking forward to every day, you know, and the more knowledge and to gain, and just honestly like how far this can go, you know, like the journey. And
It
it's
goes
very
far.
exciting.
Yeah.
Very uplifting. And
It's
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
no, thank you. Isn't it like that whole Matrix movie with like the blue pill, red pill? It's like uh
Yes.
there's no going back and it's really different.
Yes, it really is. Something that I mentioned to my hubby that that you said to me, and I'm like, wow, like it's so true. It's like once you enter this phase, like once you enter this part of your life, this dimension, this way of thinking, it's like you really sit there and you're like, you think twice about the things that you did wrong before and not turning back to that, you know, like you really sit there and you're like, yeah, no, thank you, bye. Like, you know, like,
Red
you
flag,
know, it's,
red flag, I'm
yes,
running.
exactly. It's like, you know, and even internally, like you feel it. Like for me, I feel it. I feel so much stronger now when it's something, if there's something or someone that is not supposed to be in my path or around me, or I feel like I need to be more cautious of, I feel it so much more strongly. And the things that I do need to move towards to, even that I also feel so strongly now. So it's like, it's great. It's just, oh gosh. It's just been a great experience.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Did you feel like that I could relate to you? Did you feel like during your session I was
Absolutely.
okay, judgment free, or did you feel
No,
judged?
absolutely. No. Absolutely felt very comfortable with you from day one. Like I said, my first impression of you was like, wow. It was like meeting one of my girlfriends, like for the like someone that I knew for like years and years, and it was just so natural just talking to you. So I feel like with you, it's we everything every time we speak, there's so many things that resonate, so we can really turn one conversation from it being like a 10-minute, supposed to be a 10-minute conversation, to it being like an hour long type of thing. Like you just have this great energy and this great way about you, great personality, and never change that. Never
Thank
change that, because you're awesome in every way in that sort. Mm-hmm.
How would you
Awesome in
describe?
every way.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. How would you describe a personal consultation session? Um, if someone approached you and said, "I'm thinking about booking a personal consultation," which is our sessions, how would you how would you describe that experience? Like, if somebody said, "What can I expect?" What would you say to them?
I would say I would say be very open minded. Um, I would say be very open minded, be, you know, be willing to also, if like, be willing to be open in the sense of you hear something that kind of like gives you a feeling like you need to change, like ask questions, you know, be open. I feel like a lot of times that I've asked questions, a lot of times that we've had conversations, just, and even just having a normal like anytime conversation, like you yourself, like it's like the hidden gems, you give gems, you know. And I feel like everyone can definitely feel comfortable in knowing that if they do a personal consultation with you, it's definitely they're gonna progress in so many different ways, and they're gonna have so many outlooks, whether it's new outlooks or confirming outlooks, or, you know, they're always gonna gain something amazing from having a personal consultation with you, for sure, for sure.
Did you have any experiences during any of the sessions? Meaning, were you able to smell any smells, get any sensations? Were you able to, um, did you get that grounded, heavy feeling? Like, did you have any type of euphoric or phenomena type experiences during
Oh,
any of
absolutely.
it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm laughing. You probably feel me laughing over here. I'm laughing because every single time I speak to you, I always feel something. Always, 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 always. First time, I definitely tasted that, and I urged. Actually, I remember saying this to you how days before you and I had I had my first consultation with you, like energy maintenance with you. I was like urging to have a peppermint mocha from Starbucks. And then when we first have our first personal consultation, you mentioned something about how you like to eat peppermint, how you tend to have, and it's just funny because I just automatically, it's like, all right, I knew, like, all right, we connected. Like it was already gonna go to us talking to each other, and it was already leading to it. So that was like a confirmation. That was great. That was awesome. I also the other time, like there was once as well where my instincts, I remember we were speaking and I was in a dark area, and as we're talking and our energies are open, I felt like some instincts that I felt like, okay, I need to move from where the location of where I was, and I went with my instincts. I remember that right there, I felt like a little fear inside. So that was just my instincts. Like, I know it was like, okay, get out of there. But that was in the sense of like, it was just like, it was like an instinct coming through, and it was a help, and you was definitely very helpful with that. Um, and I feel like every time, I mean, the other moments that we have spoken, I feel like I always have this like this drive afterwards. Honestly, like you help me clear, I have a lot of clarity through the moments where I have questions, or moments that I'm unsure about things. Like you always say something that kind of just helps me, boom, get right back in motion, get right back into path, or have that clarity that I just need in order to go forward with what I need to go forward with.
So the obstacles kind of just fall down.
Yes.
Nice, nice. Do you feel that your visualizations in your head are clearer during our sessions or after our sessions than before?
Absolutely. 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 I always feel like afterwards, um, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I honestly feel so much lighter afterwards, if that makes sense.
Yes, like
Like
not so heavy.
it's just like a lot of, yes, like I don't feel so much, gosh, it's even hard to explain, but I just feel always lighter, and I feel so maybe hyper, but hyper in the
Recharged.
sense like I'm so, yeah, there we go. That's the word, recharged, like ready to go, ready to get going on whatever I need to work on. Like, it's just always a great vibe, always. And then that even starts even during, not even, that doesn't, it's not even after, it's like during it. Even there's even moments I feel like as I've been working with you, there's even moments where before I'm already feeling it throughout, where it's like, it's just, I'm able to keep that with myself, like, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say, but
I do.
like, instead of it being a roller coaster, but which before for me was like an ultimate roller coaster, it was always like up and downs. It was always like one minute I felt yucky, another minute I'm like great. Lately, like my yucky moments are like even less and less and less. And even when I have a moment where I feel like I'm like getting a little drained, I'm a little down, I put into effect like tools that, like the energy cleansing, like visualizing the white light going over me. Like I put into work, I put into to work those tools that you advise me on, and they work. It always works. Always, always, always.
Oh, so good.
Mhm.
Do you feel forgiveness? I don't know, like, is forgiveness with you? Do you feel that you've progressed with forgiving people or forgiving yourself in any type of way since you've worked with me?
Oh yes. Oh my goodness, it's actually funny that you say that. I actually went through something yesterday, a huge thing that I've been going back and forth with my significant other, and I have been, ever since I've been working with you, I've been able to reflect a lot more because of that clarity now, because of a lot of that negative energy getting off, and that, me being able to now control and like work more on my energy and keeping myself grounded. I have a lot of clarity through, and I've been able to forgive a lot more and really like let go of the little things that would irk me. Like I had the baddest road rage before, okay? I've had the baddest road rage before. But honestly, like with yeah, it's crazy, right?
The
Um
temper
I've
is
had the baddest
real.
road rage. Yeah. I've had the baddest because sometimes people make not the wisest choices of how they drive sometimes. It irks me. But anyways, I've been able to forgive a lot more. And honestly, you know what, I've been noticing a lot more, a lot of patience. A lot of patience with me. Which patience was not my virtue before.
Right? It's
But I've
almost like a
actually
submissive
I've been
energy too, right?
yes, like I've been able to um before I lash out, before I want to say something, before I'm like, what the, it's like I retreat. I get back and I'm like, you know what? Let it go. It's not even worth that energy. Like you got other stuff you need to store that energy for. That's way more progressional. Like, like that's where I'm at now. And I've been able to find, like I said, with my significant other, we actually were able to forgive each other yesterday over something that has happened to us in the past like 5-6 years, over in a was in a range between 5 to 6 years that we've been kind of going through. And it's been honestly a great feeling being able to forgive and be forgiven for certain things. And I've been able to forgive myself a lot more too for the certain ways of certain things that I've gone through, certain manners I've acted in the past. And it's it's really like opened my eyes to just so much more, and being able, honestly, like you really forgive yourself, you start and practicing forgiveness, honestly, like your heart just opens up so much more. You have so much more capacity for more positivity. You have so much more a place in your mind and in your soul and in your heart to just be more open and be more accepting and be more how can I explain it, like just being able to just go with the flow, go with the flow, not for me. I used to stress like crazy, man, like and don't get me
Anxiety.
wrong, like I have my stresses here and there, but even now, like I find myself just being like, you know what, we're not gonna stress about this. Let's think about this again. Let's find, other ways to, make things better, or for it to work, or if this doesn't work, it's just this totally new outlook, and just more patience, more forgiveness, more opening, more capacity to love.
What do you
So
think caused that
um
within you?
the what, the forgiveness or
Yeah, the newness, this new way of
the new,
being.
that's a good question. I feel like there's multiple things. um I feel like the helping with the energy cleansing. And before I didn't know, before I met you, I didn't know where to put my energy, to how to clear my energy completely, how to what things affect your energy too. Like you taught me a lot about the foods. And it's like I feel like with those things right there, like that helped out so much, like just I had a lot of stuff. And I think mainly it was the forgiveness part, isn't forgiving myself. I also was going through a really tough period of my life, and then, I'll say this out, where I was going through AA meetings, and I like I said, I was losing myself pretty fast downhill very quickly. And I was consuming like alcohol. I was, smoking like crazy. And it was all because I was trying to numb, like the hurt, the pain I was going through. And it's because I really didn't have the tools or the guidance on how to really um like positively change things, how to really turn it around, what to really focus on. Instead, I kept going to negative influences or things that really, instead of bringing me up, it was actually bringing me more down. And there goes the feeling of, I was getting stuck in a hole. So I know a lot of what helped me, like 100%, was definitely that energy maintenance. Um, those times that we had that energy maintenance sessions, because honestly, like as soon from waking up the next day and just I felt different. I felt completely different, and honestly, that really helped me. I'm really grateful for that, because that, wow, like to this day, I've been able to now finally like not drink. Like, I don't have urges to drink anymore. I don't have certain things, like, just doesn't bug me as much anymore. Even relationships, like, with my significant other has improved. Um outlooks and things for my daughter, my children, like, has also improved. And me looking for like future, trying to fix, things like one of my things I have to fix is my credit, so like I've become a lot more future focused and also a lot of presently focused um with that, and finding ways to, okay, how am I going to progress in my life. So it's been like a fast track of progression for me.
That's beautiful. Thank you for that. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. How are you, Jennifer?
Hey, how are you?
Okay, so I just have to ask a couple of quick questions. Number one, do you consent to this phone call being recorded?
Yes.
First question I have for you is, what were your expectations before your first session? What were your emotions, your thoughts, your state of being? How did it, where were you at before your first session with Divinity 648?
I didn't know my direction. Like, I had so many thoughts and stuff, and I didn't really have anywhere to go. So I came across you and your service. So it was great, because it kind of like gave me that validation that I was looking for.
Were you able to take control of your situation or the decisions that you've had to make more confidently after our session?
So yeah, it made me more confident, because I knew that what was going on, it still can't be controlled, but
Right.
with my situation at least. But it kind of made me like, okay, like what I know that I felt, and like based on our conversation, what I know after our first conversation, it was like, it kind of like gave me like guidance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was yeah. Now I know how to like ground my energy and all this stuff that I didn't really know how to do before. That was it. Like, you didn't charge extra for that. You just told me like how to move forward. Like, and it's like more or less like, okay, like even if we don't talk again, like this is how you're gonna maintain yourself. You get it? Like,
yeah.
Other people want you to keep coming and coming back and coming back, and it's so crazy, because I was thinking of like contacting you, and you contacted me, and I was like, but she already knows. Like, I can't even say it, because she already knows.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you know when I'm done recording this, and then we can talk about that. How's that?
All right. Yeah.
So,
even your podcast too. Like, I know, like, you just started it up, kind of like before, and it's like, even though I don't talk to you, but sometimes I go on your podcast, and I'm like, is she really talking? I feel like she's talking to me. It's so funny.
So you're able to relate to all of the content, even if some of it doesn't make sense at that moment. Are you able to find clarity when you, because the point of the podcast for me is to give updates as the energy is presenting themselves to me, not on a schedule, because I don't want people dependent. I don't want that codependent energy where they feel the need to constantly spend their money. So I figured having a free podcast and having a free YouTube channel is that, that in between.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So like with the podcast, it's like, let's see. I don't know. It was just like I felt drawn to like go on your website and go on the podcast because when I did do it, let's see, it was probably like beginning of mid-October, kind of like when I went on. You just like had three podcasts already on there. And then even when I heard that one, it's like what I was going through at that time. Like when I heard the podcast, like I was calling you and I was talking to you like frequently. So I was like, "Why would Mr. Siskin with this podcast?" I go on the podcast and I listen to it, and yeah, it'll be like you're literally talking to me, but you're not. And then after I told him, like, dude, your podcast is like on point. And then now, like, I'm not gonna lie, like I stopped for let's see, like November, I stopped going on. And then when I went on recently, like I've been listening to it and I've listened to like, different things. Like say I'm a Taurus, my moon is Taurus, like Aquarius also have that in my chart. So I'll go to each one that says it and it's like really resonates with me. I'm like, is this for real? So it's like, and it's more, you're also doing it more frequently. So it's like I listen to it. I listened to it the other day. Like it helps me in my situation by listening to it because it's like it really resonates. Like I can't even express that enough. Yeah, and then there was one that you did. It was a bedroom conversation, and I don't know if you got my message, but right when you was about to say something, like I know you was gonna start, you was getting there, it just cut off.
Yes, I cut it off. I did.
Oh, I
did.
I was just like, what?
Yes, I cut it off. I'm going to go back to that episode and explain that. I cut it off because it gets really juicy. And listen.
Yeah, and it was getting there. Like, you was about to tell me, like, once you walk away, and then it just cut off.
Yeah. No, I cut it off. I got interrupted, external influences. And I left it there intentionally. I was like, nope, I'm not doing a second recording. I'm not going to redo this reading. Freak that. This session.
I knew what you were going to say. I knew it. And I was like, just say it. And then I was like, everyone was like, did you really just cut this off? Like, I was looking for part 2. I was looking for everything. I'm like, oh, she knows what she did. Like, she knows.
I swear to you, I actually got a phone call. And unfortunately, I do them. I'm not going to be doing them for my cell phone anymore now that I've got my computer cleaned up. But I do them from my cell phone when I'm on the go or when I'm just like hanging out. And somebody called me and it just ended the recording. And I was like, okay, that's it. I'm done. Like, we're done. Now you want more?
You want me to say no more? No, but it was like, and I still remember I played the podcast again, like, on the 31st before the new year. I played it again. And then after that, like, I mean, I know what you're talking about. Like, it stands firm in what I'm going through, so it makes sense. Like, I'm getting writing down, like, okay, person B, person A. Yep. She's right. I was like, oh, like,
yeah.
people, like,